Hello, artists. Today we're going to be making the images that you created in Procreate into some fun fabric pillows. So if you finished your embroidery, you need to pull that paper backing off of the fabric. Once you get close to any stitching, just really press down with your fingers so that you're pulling against your finger and not the stitches as you pull that paper off. And you're probably going to be ending up with a little bit of paper still on the back, and it really doesn't matter. Okay, you just want most of it off. Grab a piece of felt and line it all the way up to one corner. So do you see how I picked one corner that it is really lined up to? I'm going to use a couple of these quilting clips to hold it while I do the next step. I'm going to be using pinking shears to cut the edges, and we're going to pretend right now, do you see that wooden block underneath my fabric? We're going to pretend that that is the edge of your table. So put your project on the edge of your table so that your scissors can move freely, and just cut up each side of your project. The reason for the pinking shears is they cut your fabric in so that it has like a zigzag edge on it, and you're going to notice that it doesn't fray like it would if we didn't cut it. These white pieces of cotton, all the little strings start falling off really easily, but when you cut it with the pinking shears, some magic trick happens and it keeps it together for you. So now I'm cutting a piece of embroidery floss about as long as my arm. On one side the needle is threaded, on the other side I need to tie a knot. So take a close look. To make the knot, I made a loop, and then I just put the string through the back of the loop. I'm trying to pull that knot so it's close to one end of the string, and on the other end we've got the needle with a tail that is about 3 or 4 inches long. And then anytime I pull that needle, I'm not going to hold it on the metal part. I'm going to hold it right where the floss is so that when I pull, I'm not unthreading my needle by accident. I'm going to go up and around my pillow and leave a space open to stuff it at the end. You always want your knot on the back. So I'm start going through the back, and now I'm going to do the running stitch. I'm going to go up, down through the fabric and keep that needle on the front. And I'm going to make a row of stitches that are about a pencil width away from the edge of the cloth. So here we go. Through the fabric, down, up, and now I'm going to pull until that loop of string runs out and flatten my fabric out. I'm going to do it again. Down, up, down, up. Do you see how my fingers are spread apart? If you're sewing and you keep poking yourself with the needle, we're doing something wrong, and we should check in to make sure that's not happening. So just be a little bit careful that you leave some space between your fingers so you've got a place to poke the needle without poking into your skin. Down, up, give the needle a good tug until that loop goes away, and you're going to continue to do the running stitch all the way up and around your pillow. If you run out of floss before you're done, make sure that piece of string is at least a few inches long or you won't be able to tie a knot. You always want the knot to be on the back. And so I just poke the needle through to the back. I'm going to make that knot again. Make a loop, put the string through the back of the loop, but I want that knot really close to the fabric, so here's a good trick. If you put the needle in the loop, you can tug against it and it will train your knot to end up a lot closer to that fabric. Cut off the string, get a new string, and keep going. You can switch colors here if you want to, but remember, you're going to go all the way around and then stop, leaving a gap of at least about 4 inches or so you've got some space to stuff your pillow. My second string is going to have a knot on the end again. There's the loop. Put the string through the loop. Try to keep that knot close to the end. Poke through the back of the fabric because I want my knots to be on the back. We don't want to see them from the front. And then here I go again with my running stitch, up, down, and then pull the needle until that string goes all the way through and there's no more loop. Don't forget, you don't want to pull the needle, you want to pull the end of the needle so you're pinching the string at the same time. Okay, when I got all the way around, I had enough string that I just am going to leave it attached to my project when I stuff. I could tie a knot there and start with a new string, or you can just kind of leave it to the side, stuff your pillow with a couple little bunches of stuffing. Don't overstuff it because it makes it really hard to close it up at the end. But I'm going to stuff my pillow, keep going with my stitches, and then I want to try to remember to get that knot on the back again at the end.